all the young people here who are maybe they're just having their first kid and they're in their late 20s, early 30s, around that range, what are the 3 habits or skills you wish you would have known then that you wish all of them start to learn at this age in their life?
It's a tough one because I think at every stage of your life, you look at life differently. So it's hard to tell someone in their 20s how they should be until they've experienced certain things. There are certain things that just be words. But if I was going to give a couple habits, I'd say the first habit is to not judge yourself too hard, because I think that's what young people do a lot. And I think people do of all ages. You know, when you're 61 years old and you've lived as much life as I have, a little less judgment of myself in this area. It's not make everything life and death, because then the kid feels that. And it isn't all life and death, Then the third thing is decide what's most important that you want for your child, the 2 or 3 most important things. For me, is that child feels so incredibly loved. And for me, not yet, but as the child develops, it's developing a sense that life is something that's calling to you to give something, not to get something. I think if I could give any lesson to my child, it's the lesson of contribution, which makes life so meaningful, the depth of relationship that comes from having such a deep love. I think those 2 things are the minimum, but you got to decide, what do you want for your child? Because, they're their own being. You're gonna have your plans, how you think they should be, and then they're gonna be how they are, right? But what you can shape is their value system, and not every individual value, but the global values. That life is a balance, that of course you're gonna go to extremes, but balance is how the body maintains, it's how life gets in balance. It's like, look for that. It's like, life is not about me, it's about we. That life is calling to you to give something. Don't ask what your country's asking for you, as a Democratic president once said. What are you gonna do for your country? We kind of lost that theme, not only in our country, but in our parenting. And so I see a lot of kids today that are like, what is my parent doing for me? I could never imagine that thought in my life. My whole thing was like, what can I do for my parents was my focus, what can I do? And all those little patterns lead to a life that is more meaningful and fulfilling. But I don't think over-controlling is not going to get you where you want to go, based on my history, because this isn't my first rodeo. I got 4 children before that, 3 of which I adopted. So I was 24 and had a 17-year-old son instantly, an 11-year-old, a 5-year-old, and one on the way. So you learn to grow differently. And, my former spouse who had those kids, she'd been married twice before me, so they were from different parents. And so I adopted them all and brought them in my life. Probably got the greatest growth in my life from that experience of parenting.